All In. Album description. Genre: Gospel Neo-Soul, Afro-Cuban fusion. Artist perspective: Hebrew roots. Release format: 1-0. Track studio album. Album overview. All In is a groundbreaking gospel neo-soul and Afro-Cuban fusion album that confronts the modern epidemic of lukewarm faith with uncompromising truth and infectious rhythms. Rooted in Hebrew roots theology and utilizing the sacred names of Yahuah, Yahshua, and Elohim throughout, this 10-track journey is a clarion call for believers to abandon partial commitment and embrace the radical, wholehearted devotion that Scripture demands. In an era where cultural biblical faith often prioritizes comfort over consecration and convenience over commitment, All In boldly declares that the Messiah deserves nothing less than everything. Drawing from pivotal scriptures like 1 Kings 8-61, Matthew 22:37, Galatians 2:20, and Luke 14:33. Each song on this album unpacks a different dimension of what it means to be fully surrendered to Elohim, holding nothing back, counting the cost, and choosing the narrow road regardless of the price. Musical identity. The album's sonic landscape is a rich tapestry that weaves together the smooth, jazz-influenced harmonies of gospel neo-soul with the driving, polyrhythmic energy of Afro-Cuban percussion. Congas, timbales, bongos, and claves create an irresistible groove that moves the body, while the lyrics challenge the heart. Traditional African drumming patterns on tracks like Set Apart, Kadosh honor the global reach of worship, while horn sections, string arrangements, and layered gospel choir vocals create moments of transcendent beauty and power. From the contemplative intimacy of Crucified with Messiah to the high-energy declaration of All or Nothing, Kol Oh Ayin, the album demonstrates remarkable dynamic range. Each track is carefully crafted to balance theological depth with musical excellence, creating a worship experience that engages the mind, moves the emotions, and stirs the spirit to action. Thematic journey. The album opens with Fully Committed, Lev Shalem, establishing the foundation that Yahuah is searching for hearts that are wholly devoted to him, not divided, not distracted, but completely his. From there, listeners are taken on a progressive journey through the implications of total surrender. No Turning Back, Hineni, and Crucified with Messiah explore what it means to die to self and live for the purposes of Elohim. All or Nothing, Kol Oh Ayin, confronts the impossibility of serving two masters with percussion-driven urgency, while Undivided, Echad, roots the call to wholehearted devotion in the Shema, the ancient Hebrew declaration of the oneness of Yahuah and our call to love him with every dimension of our being. The album's middle section becomes more introspective with Living Sacrifice, Korban Chai, which explores the paradox of being a living offering, dying daily, yet alive in Messiah. Count the Cost, Cheshbon, provides a sobering moment of honest reflection, acknowledging that discipleship is costly while affirming that Yahshua is worth everything we surrender. The latter portion of the album shifts towards celebration and declaration. Trust and Commit, Galal is an infectious, rhythm-driven anthem about rolling our burdens onto Yahuah and resting in his faithfulness. Set Apart, Kadosh, calls believers to embrace holiness and separation unto Elohim with African drum patterns that connect ancient worship to contemporary expression. The album culminates with the title track, All In, Kulam B'Yachad, which brings together all the musical and thematic elements explored throughout. Beginning with individual commitment and building to corporate declaration, this closing anthem functions as both worship celebration and altar call, inviting every listener to make their own declaration, I'm all in for Yahshua, Hebrew roots foundation. Throughout the album, the consistent use of sacred names Yahuah, the covenant name of the Father, Yahshua, the Hebrew name of the Messiah, Elohim, God, Mighty One, and other Hebrew terms, reflects a commitment to honoring the Hebraic foundation of the faith. This is not merely linguistic preference but theological conviction, recognizing that the God of Israel and the Jewish Messiah are at the center of the gospel message. Hebrew phrases are woven naturally into the lyrics, functioning as both worship expressions and teaching moments. Lev Shalem, Whole Heart, Hineni, Here I Am, Echad, 1, Korban Chai, Living Sacrifice, Cheshbon, Accounting, Reckoning, Galal v'batach, role and trust, Kadosh, holy, set apart, and Kulam B'Yachad, all together, become memorable hooks that connect contemporary believers to ancient truth. Production excellence. The production quality throughout All In reflects a commitment to artistic excellence that honors the sacred message. Each track features carefully arranged instrumentation that serves the song rather than overwhelming it. The Neo-Soul foundation provides warmth and intimacy through Rhodes piano, jazz-influenced chord progressions, and smooth bass lines. Layered over this foundation, Afro-Cuban percussion adds rhythmic complexity and physical energy that makes the music impossible to ignore. Horn sections provide punctuation and celebration, particularly on high-energy tracks like All or Nothing and Trust and Commit. String arrangements add emotional depth on songs like Crucified with Messiah and Count the Cost. The gospel choir vocals throughout the album create moments of corporate worship that invite listeners into communal experience rather than passive listening. The dynamic range across the album from whisper, quiet intimacy to explosive celebration creates an emotional journey that mirrors the spiritual transformation being described. Careful attention to arrangement, production, and mixing ensures that every element serves the ultimate purpose, drawing listeners into deeper relationship with Yahuah through Yahshua the Messiah. Cultural relevance. All In speaks directly to a generation that has been offered a watered-down version of faith, one that promises heaven without discipleship, salvation without surrender, and crowns without crosses. In confronting the Laodicean church spirit of Revelation 3:15-1-6, this album refuses to compromise the radical nature of following Messiah. Yet the album avoids the trap of legalism or joyless religion. The infectious grooves, celebratory horns, and exuberant vocal performances communicate that wholehearted devotion to Yahuah is not burdensome bondage but liberating joy. The cost is real, but the reward is greater. The road is narrow, but it leads to life. The commitment is total, but so is the transformation. The fusion of Gospel Neo-Soul with Afro-Cuban rhythms also reflects the global, multi-ethnic nature of the body of Messiah. This is not music confined to one culture or tradition, but a sound that honors diverse expressions of worship while unifying around one message. Yahshua is worthy of everything. Target audience. All In is designed for believers who are hungry for more than surface-level Christianity. It speaks to those who sense that there must be more to faith than weekend services and cultural religion. It challenges the complacent and encourages the committed. It convicts the lukewarm and celebrates the surrendered. This album will resonate with Hebrew roots communities who embrace the sacred names and Hebraic foundation of faith. It will connect with gospel and neo-soul lovers who appreciate musical excellence and authentic worship. It will move those who love Afro-Cuban and Latin rhythms. Most importantly, it will impact anyone who is ready to stop playing games with eternity and go all in with the Messiah. Usage and application. While All In functions beautifully as a personal worship and devotional album, many of its tracks are designed for corporate worship settings. Songs like Fully Committed, Undivided, Echad, Trust and Commit, and the title track, All In, feature extended vamp sections that allow for congregational participation, spontaneous worship, and altar call moments. The album can be used for revival meetings, consecration services, Hebrew roots gatherings, youth conferences, and any setting where a call to radical discipleship is needed. Individual tracks work as standalone pieces for specific teaching topics. Count the Cost for discipleship training, Living Sacrifice for teaching on Romans 12, Set Apart for holiness, emphasis, etc. For personal devotion, the album provides a powerful soundtrack for seasons of recommitment, times of spiritual renewal, or daily encouragement to remain faithful in the face of compromise and cultural pressure. Conclusion. All In is more than an album, it is a movement, a declaration, and a challenge. It refuses to accept the status quo of lukewarm faith and calls this generation to embrace the kind of wholehearted devotion that transforms lives, families, communities, and nations. With compelling musicality, theological depth, and uncompromising truth, this project stands as a defining statement. Partial commitment isn't good enough. Yahshua the Messiah deserves everything, and those who go all in will discover that he is worth infinitely more than anything we surrender. The question this album poses to every listener is simple but profound. Are you all in? Track listing: fully committed, Lev Shalem, no turning back, Hineni, crucified with Messiah, all or nothing, Kol Oh Ayin, Undivided, Echad, living sacrifice, Korban Chai, count the cost, Cheshbon, trust and commit, Galal V'Batash, set apart, Kadosh, all in Kulam B'Yachad, total runtime, approximately 52 to 58 minutes. Production credits: John Allen Leggett, label, JALM Music. Let your heart therefore be wholly true to Yahuah, our Elohim, walking in his statutes and keeping his commandments. 1 Kings 8-60. 1.